So guys, let's continue with the next part. We are into I think third day of the of the Jenkins class. Very quickly, guys, if I want to revise what exactly we have done till date. Okay, so to be very clear, very clear. One minute, guys. So plan, guys, here is almost everything about Jenkins we are going to do in this training. But I believe that most of the guys are, and almost all the guys are new in Jenkins here. They don't know about the vocabulary and some other concept also. So I'm going slowly by giving some some and other the vocabulary with respect to Jenkins. That what guys I try to do yesterday. Okay, but what is, because Jenkins is a tool purely based on CI/CD. From my side, I haven't explained this term. So don't worry, guys. If you know this term, you don't know this term. I just give me some day by having multiple practical with different angle. Then I relate with some real use cases. Then you guys become really comfortable with this term. Plus DevOps also, plus Agile also. Okay, but in the my first class, very high level, I have explained you what is continue or what is continue integration and something like that, and I try to introduce you. If you want to do continuous thing, everything to be automated, you need some automation server or automation tool, and Jenkins is one of the great example for automation tool. Okay, that's what, guys, I'm trying to explain you already in the first class, but my explanation was not complete because I want you guys first comfortable with this tool. Okay, so we will discuss, guys, the things slowly, and after some classes you become comfortable with this. Okay, but yesterday what we did, we installed Jenkins in one of my OS, and I use Red Hat version 8 to install the Jenkins. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, so what I'm doing right now, I think I forgot to share. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'm just launching the same virtual machine where we have installed the Jenkins, and I'll show you some more concepts and some more use cases of the Jenkins. So this is my virtual box, and this is the VM we launched yesterday. Okay, and there I show you how to set up the Jenkins. So pretty straightforward if you want to install the Jenkins over there. Okay, one thing I'm doing here, guys, you don't have to do here. This is I'm just stopping some other cluster. Okay, you don't have to do this now. So what's the plan for today? Okay, so plan for today is something like this. Again, same kind of practical I want to do, but I want to little bit enhance this practical. The main thing I would like to focus on today is a concept called triggers. Okay, so I want to focus in this topic more. A very interesting topic. Maybe you can consider sometime as some maybe advanced topic, but very simple topic, but very much useful topic. Triggers we have. Okay, so what's the plan? So I want to create a flow like this. Let's say I'm working in my laptop. My laptop is my workstation or workspace, and I'm writing a code in my laptop. And it's a very good practice, guys. When you write a code in your laptop, create your own local repo or create your own local version control system. And a lot of tool for this. One of the famous tool that you normally have is Git. You know, GitHub, I'm talking about local, means your own personal laptop. So Git we have. Okay, so we install Git as a software. Okay, and we create our own local repo, and we can create our version. Okay, so let's say in my laptop I am writing a code in one language. Okay, and I'm managing my code in my personal laptop. Okay, but if you want to use by yourself, that's okay. But if you want this code, let's say is one web app or website, and you want this code to be launched in your server so the entire world can see your website. So let's say this is the internet, public world, And if public would want to see your website, so obviously you need and your company need one computer that is known as server or known as web server. Okay, so you have to run your code, copy your code, or known as deploy your code on the top of this guy. Okay, then only public guys or internet guys can see your web app or website. Obviously it's have internet or network connection. Okay, a point over here is, okay, our requirement and our use case is public guys can see my web server or my web app. Okay, sorry. Public guys can see my web app, but they can only see my web app or website only if my web app website code is copied on the top of this guy. Okay, now question over here is, who will copy? So guys, if you remember my first class, either you can do manual process, okay, manually ask the developer sitting in the laptop, let's say developer sitting in the laptop, number IP1, this server is running in different number IP100, so manually ask them to mail or some other process go and get the copy from there. Okay, but normally uh, the guys who manage this server are admin teams or IT team, infrastructure team, or this is the developer, they are different team, they are not so much connected directly. Okay, so they are different teams altogether. Okay, so getting the code directly from there might be a little bit challenging. So what process sometime we follow very high level, there's a lot of things we can add slowly in the future. So we have some centralized server for managing the code. In our case is GitHub, for example. Okay, so we ask our developer to upload your code here, this is called push. Okay, and we ask these guys, my IT teams or my infrastructure guys, just keep on looking for this GitHub account, and whenever the code come up, okay, then get download this code and deploy in the web server. And guys, again, is depend upon web server to web server. If you're using Apache web server, is one of the product. Okay, then in the Apache web server, the protocol called HTTPD, Apache is just a community, HTTPD is a product name. If you use this product, this product, you say if you want to copy any code, you have to copy the code in this folder only. So server to server, your folder name change, right? Somebody put the code in htdocs folder, somebody put in web folder. Okay, so this server say I would like you to copy the code in this folder. Okay, this is by default setting, but you can change also, there's a different point. So IT team has to download the code from this git repo. Okay, and then they have to copy here. This copy means technical deploy, they deploy the code here, then only client can see. Okay, but here the biggest challenge is copying the code from GitHub is called cloning, is not big deal. uh, Copying in this folder again is not big deal, we can use copy command. But the big challenge here is, right, we are not connected to the developer, we don't know whenever developer is uploading the code, we don't know. So my IT team might have to keep on checking every minute, every day. Okay. There might possibility as a human being we can't able to keep on checking the code again and again and again. Okay, or maybe there might be possibility developer has uploaded the code right now, you guys might check next day, so you have 1 day delay come up to get the new code, and new code means new feature. It means after 1 day you are putting the new feature in this folder. It means after 1 day your client is getting new feature, or client getting new feature means release. So you are having some delay in the release of the new code or the new feature. And guys, that is not the right thing if you talk about the today's agile world. We want the thing to be very faster if you want to survive in this competition world. But if you ask your team as a human being, they keep on checking. Okay, definitely there might be some kind of delay definitely come up. So I want this process to be automated. Okay, there are some requirement. Maybe your developer upload the code, and this code is not normal feature. It is a very critical security bug. They patch, they update the code of security, the update here, and I want, as soon as my security bug update here, okay, my all the ongoing website update this code, because the security bug, it will take our website. Okay, so say something is very critical, so I can't wait. My IT team will check after 10 minutes or 1 hour. I want, they have to release this code, or they have to deploy the newer code as soon as possible. Means just quick, in a minute or in a second, something like this. Okay, so for this, obviously guys, what I'm trying to finally conclude here, I can't rely on the human being or the team. So instead of this guy, what can we do? We can put one program. Again, the program is called Jenkins. And there are a lot of program also in the market, because this concept are very much common, very much required in the company. Right. So tons of tool available in the market. They can do the same thing. We have a Circle CI, we have a Team City, we have a Hudson, we have a Jenkins. Tons of tools available for this. Even though I've seen a lot of companies create their own personal tool, customized tool for this. Okay, so process same, but they created their own personal tool for same thing. So company to company, team to team, vary which tool they want to use, they are comfortable on. So, but as a conceptual perspective, concept is same, whatever tool you want to use. But yeah, Jenkins is normally a market standard. Almost everywhere you see Jenkins. Okay. So this is a one thing. So what can I do here? Okay, because Jenkins is a program, I can tell my Jenkins now keep on checking this this GitHub. Okay, keep on checking this GitHub, and whenever new code come up, download the code and deploy here. And so one thing, guys, whenever you say something Jenkins, this is step. Jenkins keep on checking first step. If you see new thing, second step. If you see new thing, download third step. After download, copy here fourth step. So guys, in the Jenkins, we always create a steps for one thing. For one thing, we create multiple steps, and these steps become job. So we have to create a job. Okay. And now point here is, who run this job? There's two possibilities. Who gonna run this job? Okay. So yesterday, guy, I show you the job we run. Run means it's called build. So build is exactly equals to run. So yesterday, guy, I show you this job we run manually. Again, if you run, again the human being come up. Again, think manual. And when you want to run the job, in this example, when the new code come up, that's what I don't want. Okay, because we might miss it, my code might come up, or we might miss my new code come up. So here I want my job to be a little bit intelligent, means this job auto detect the new code come up and job automatic run. So what I want here, I want my job to be automatic run. Okay, I don't have to run it manually, automatic they run for me. Okay, this is my requirement. Okay, and how to do this? For this, you have to tell the Jenkins the condition when you want your job to be run. So I will be very much specific to Jenkins. Say, Jenkins, do one thing: keep on checking my GitHub repository. Whenever you see new thing come up, okay, new thing come up, that time you will run your job automatically. Okay, I can tell this thing to my Jenkins jobs. Okay, and when job run, guys, automatically this concept is not trigger. Trigger. So I can tell my Jenkins, okay, whenever you see anything in the GitHub, new code come up, new version of code come up, automatically trigger my job or automatically run my job. Okay, so this is the condition we can say here. And when we run the job, so all the stuff, whatever we put in the job, uh, go to GitHub, download the code, and copy the code here, automatically run for by you. Now here we don't require any IT team members, right? Everything to be automated. So the setup that I'm going to explain you right now, that's what exactly we are going to do today. Okay, so let's guys go and check this how we can build this. So this is the my OS that we have configured yesterday. And understand one thing, guys. Jenkins don't know how to contact to GitHub. Jenkins don't know how to contact to cloud. So everything, right? We have a plugins in the Jenkins. By installing the plugins in the Jenkins, we make Jenkins intelligent. Means now Jenkins know how to contact to GitHub. They know how to contact to to Kubernetes, whatever technology, guys, you want to integrate future in the future. Okay. So what I'm doing here, let me first activate my network. There, every time they goes down after some reboot. So I click on wire settings, and there's options to make our network always off. So always on. I'll go to the setting, okay, and automatically connect. Okay, when my system starts. Okay, so that's all. And now in my case, the IP of my computer is 1.4. I just want to check very quickly the Jenkins is running or not. So after a system reboot, whatever service you start, it automatically stop. But in this case, it is not because they by default run this service permanent. But in your case, if it's not running permanent, okay, there's one command you can apply. It's called enable. So it will make your service permanent enable at boot time. Okay, but in Jenkins we don't require. Okay, so anybody who know about Linux, Jenkins purely based on uh, older kind of service. This is based on init, and newer Linux system is system D. Okay, so this is what they are saying here. But you can try also this command. But technically, in my case, what I'm looking for is there. Okay, so in my case, Jenkins is running. That's nice. Okay, one more small thing I just want to tell you here is one more, guys, please. Let me open your doc also. So I share this step by steps to you. So by per day basis, I'm sharing the document over here. All the diagrams, all the steps I'm doing, I'm posting here. Okay. So yeah. So guys, understand one thing. Jenkins provide you web app like a website, and this web app, if you know the IP of this web app that we know, if you know the port number of this web app that we know is 8080. So any system that is connected to your OS, you can connect for that system. So it means I don't have to use now the the browser of the Linux OS because they are not so much very much comfortable. I know the IP of the system. I can go minimize this computer and I can go to my Windows browser and type the IP there and the port number of the Jenkins. So any of the browser you can open, depends, you should have a connectivity, even though you can connect from mobile browser also, if your mobile is connected to your laptop VM. Okay, it's connected. Now, guys, right now it's not connecting. Nothing is special here because right now my Jenkins is running in my Red Hat version 8, and by default they come up with a firewall, and they don't allow any of the port. For example, here 8080 they don't allow. So either we create the rule or we can stop the firewall to make it simple. I am making stopping the firewall because not everybody is comfortable with the Red Hat. So this is the command you can use. It stop your firewall. After reboot your firewall again start, so I can make it disable permanent. Obviously it's not good practice, but we have to focus more on Jenkins. Okay, so now your Jenkins is connected. So from Windows browser it is connected, but technically Jenkins running in my Linux, right? Okay, and what a password you set yesterday, you can log in with your admin account. Okay, so that's what our page and portal cover. Okay, so now the plan, guys, today is to create a new job, and guys, whenever you want to create a job, you should know your steps, what you want to do. So these are our plan. Okay, and to make the practical a little bit more powerful, I would have to start from here. Okay, because there's one more concept, guys, that is provided by Git. They also have concept called trigger. I want to show you from my laptop also we can trigger the Jenkins jobs. Okay, what I mean by this, in some minute I will explain to you. Okay, and I'm also considering, as you guys are don't have so much idea of Git, even though this is not a Git class. Okay, but I'll just try to take some of the discussion on Git, very small discussion on the Git, not focus more. Okay, so what I'm doing here, okay, I'm going to create my local Git repo in my Windows OS. And for this guy, you need one software in your Windows that's called Git Bash. So you can download this software for the Windows or Mac, and you can install. Okay, that's what you can do, and maybe you guys might have already. So in my case, I already have Git Bash software installed, and this will provide some of the Git commands. Okay, so this is my local Windows. Okay, and now what I'm doing here, because we have to put our code always in, most probably in the Git or GitHub. Okay, so I'm creating one repo there. So I go to my Git hub and creating a repo, and let's say this is Jenkins training repo one. Okay, I'll make it this repo public, and I will initialize this. Okay, so pretty straightforward. And initialize. Now this repo has nothing, none of the code we have, only by default one single file they have just for readme file, but they don't have any code. But I don't want to create my code directly here. Okay, normally developer guys sit in their laptop, but in my case this one, and from here I want to create the code. So what can we do? This repo I will download in my laptop. I can copy from here. I can download. How to download? There is a command. I can use my local laptop called git clone, and I give my repo URL. So I will copy from here and I paste. So this entire folder or repo downloaded. Okay, and this is a new folder they also create with this name. So this is a new folder they create, and whatever they have here, they download it. So if you do ls, you can see this readme file. But it is not only they download this thing, they have done a lot of internal settings for you. They're also setting in your local Windows that that this folder, wherever you are, it download from GitHub. It means anything you change in this folder, in the future you want to upload or sync with the GitHub, you can sync. So all this setting is called remote setting or remote origin setting they have done for us. Okay, so one vocabulary here I want to give you here. Okay, for in your system is known as local, and on your system context, GitHub is known as remote, or sometimes they also known as origin. So your local computer know where your origin, because we downloaded from there. Okay, and if you ask with git command what is your current status, they say we are up to date with our origin. Means whatever data they have, exactly data I have in my laptop. Okay, so very straightforward thing over here. Okay, so now my plan is, let's say I'm a developer and my plan is to create one web page, one website. Okay, here this is a vi command, same command you can see in Linux, but I can run in Windows also because of this git bash. So my plan is to create a web page. Okay, so this is a typical code I'm writing here, PHP. Okay, if you don't know, that's okay. But you can also type the same kind of code and say this is first code. So let's say my developer start writing an app and they have written the first app. Okay, in the same folder, new page come up, but this page is in my local computer. We don't have this page in my GitHub. Okay, so if you want to share in a GitHub, so you have to first add this file .mis or maybe this file in your local repository. Okay, then you have to commit this, means I am ready to do and upload this code in, and you ready to use this code in the future, right? So I'm creating some comment here. This is my comment one, and this file I would like to upload. Okay, so if anybody who know Git, this is called, we are putting the file in the staging area, and we're putting this file in our commit area. Okay, so these two commands we have to always write in the Git. Okay, but now if you run git status command again, it says that your local system is ahead of origin. Means you have something here that you don't have in your remote system. Okay, even though if you can see here we don't have, but you want to sync your whatever you have in the local system to remote, then you can use git push command. So whatever you have in local computer, they will upload in the GitHub. Okay, that's all. So you can see guys, there is no error come up, and if you run the git status command, everything is up to date. Okay, so it means if you see here, the file come up. So very quickly guys, I just explain you some basic command. Right now guys, recently I've delivered one powerful workshop on git and github. Almost everything about git and github we have discussed that. If you guys was with me, you know all those concepts. Otherwise, this much level of git knowledge might be enough, right, to work further. Okay, now from here, the use of Jenkins start coming. Okay. So what can we do? We can tell our Jenkins to keep on checking this URL. Okay, the way we have done yesterday, but today my plan is to keep on checking and run my job automatic. Okay, that's my plan. But before this, guys, you need some server also. Okay, so right now, guys, what I'm doing here, I am going to create a Apache web server in the same computer where Jenkins is running. By my upcoming class, guys, we will put this server in cloud, or we put this server in maybe in Kubernetes, in Dockers, and other nodes. So multiple practicals we will do in the future classes. But right now, I'm putting this web server in the same computer where the Jenkins is running. Okay, this is not the way. Always the server is in the different computer, but right now I'm running my Apache server in the same computer. Okay, so this is a computer or the server, and I'm making this server as my web server. So this is guys Red Hat system, and if you want to install any software here, okay, for example, in my case, I don't have a software called HTTP. Okay, I don't have the software. Means if you want to configure web server, it won't configure. So I can ask yum command, can you help me to install the software? Okay, so guys, you should know one more thing about the Linux. If you are new in Linux, if you want to install any software, you have to first configure yum. So it's again pure Linux command. By chance I have to do here, but let me do it very quickly. So by chance, those who know who are new in Linux, they know how to do it, right? So my plan is something like this. I have to first configure. You can also take the help of Jenkins, but this because this is one-time setup, so you can configure the Apache web server, and without Apache server, you won't able to deploy the code. So deploying the code will come afterwards. Initially, at least once, we need Apache web server. Okay, for this, we have to install this software. Okay, and for installing software, we need yum to be configured, because yum is the command in Red Hat to install the software. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a one folder called DVD, any folder name, and I have my CD-ROM to be connected to this guy. Okay, and in this folder, all the data from my CD-ROM come up. And there's two folder, app stream and OS. This two is a folder where Red Hat keep all their all their softwares. Okay, so I'll tell my yum how. So there's a one file we can create in, let's me open a new file. It's called, sorry. So there's a one file you can create in this location. Let's say dvd.repo. You can give any name. Extension to be repo only. So this is the file guys for the yum, and I'm telling my yum, if you want to install any software, I'm giving you some base URL in my like local file system, and the URL is this one, DVD folder, and inside DVD there's a one folder called app stream. So if you're looking for any folder, go to this URL, and one more URL I have is called local DVD. Inside DVD folder, okay, we have a folder called base OS. So Reddit DVD guys come with these two folder, and this two folder contain lots of software. Okay, so these two location we have provided to you, and every location guy you have to give some unique name. You can give any name in the square bracket. Okay, and you have to put GP check 0 means I don't want to check the signature of my software, otherwise you have to write some extra code. So that's all guys. Very quickly I have configured yum. Again guys, this is pure Linux thing. uh, Technically your admins will do. Right, you don't have to do this, but right now you're configuring everything, so I'm just showing you very quickly. Okay, and you can check why this command yum is configured or not. So if you see this kind of message, in a minute it will come up. Okay, this kind of message with some number, it means yum say I am configured and I know these much software I have in my repository. Okay, now I can use yum to install HTTP. Okay, so anybody who don't know, don't worry, I've shared you the steps. Otherwise there's a lot of technical wonders who will help you, who by chance are new in Reddit Linux. Okay, so I'll use this command. This command will install Apache web server for you. Okay, okay, and finally, because this is a server, you have to start it, start the services. Okay, so starting services, the command is systemctl. Okay, start HTTP. I also want after every reboot, my service is always permanent enable. You can use this command. Okay, so that's all guys. Finally, very quickly, our Apache server has been configured. So this is a one-time setup. Normally you have this setup always ready, or you already have maybe. Okay, so server is configured, but in this server guys, we don't have any web pages or website, because by chance guys, this server always read the pages from this folder. And if you try to see here in this folder, we don't have any pages. It means anybody who hit to your server on this IP. Okay, let me show you from a Windows hit. Okay, so anybody who hit to this server, and guys, Apache server always work on port number 80. They work on HTTP protocol. Okay, what you'll see, because you don't have any web pages in a web server, so nothing will come up, and by default Apache will show you their internal page. Okay, so this page says whatever configure is right, but you don't have any web page here. Okay, why we don't have? Because my IT team, okay, IT team don't download the code from GitHub and copy here. So either you manually go to GitHub, download your website developed by your developer and copy here manually, but I don't want to do this thing manually. I want Jenkins will do for me. So I want to give this responsibility to Jenkins and say, Jenkins, please go there, download the code and copy to my web server. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, so let me do it. And one more a small thing, guys. By chance, I have written the code in PHP. Let me do a little bit more simpler. Let me uh, create a code in HTML also. Okay, nothing special, but just I'm creating first page of HTML. Okay, something. Okay, because by default Apache web server guys read the code in HTML format only. For PHP, you have to add some extra PHP interpreter. I don't want to waste your remaining time. Okay, again same thing. This is new page I added. So git, I'm adding this new page in my local staging area. I'm committing that I am ready to upload this code. Let this is my second comment. You can give any comment. It's putting the comments is compulsory here. M means give some comment, and which file you want to commit. This one, and then I tell my git push to upload. Okay, So code has been uploaded. We can very quickly verify this code has been uploaded to your GitHub. Now guys, from here, let's do uh, uh, our Jenkins job. Okay, so what actually I wanted finally, I want this output. So when anybody come to my web server, okay, let's say I'm a client in the public world, as soon as I refresh, I want to see my website. I don't have website here. Okay, so who will deploy my website? Again, I'm taking the help of Jenkins. So let me go to guy Jenkins, and let me create a first job or item, and let's say deploy website. Again, it's freestyle. What is pipeline in my upcoming class we'll discuss, but this is a new project or new job I am going to create. Freestyle. Okay, now here you can guys tell step by step what you want to do. Okay, so first thing I want to do here, I want to do here that I have a GitHub, and the URL of my GitHub is this one. I want you go here. Okay, go here, it's public, you don't have to provide any credential password. Go here, download the code, and I know whenever download code you put in your personal storage, is called workspace, I told you yesterday. Okay, and you download from master branch, because I keep on uploading everything in the master branch only. Okay, and after do so, then run some command, it's called execute cell. And what to do, okay, whatever the code you have downloaded, copy this code, and copy all the code that's called star, okay, in the folder called where www. Okay, so technically what we are doing here, okay, I'm asking wherever downloaded, this is your current location, and what do you have in the current location on current workspace of this job. All the file, normally guys in the Linux, all the file represent with star. Copy all the file in this folder is www. Why this one? Because by chance we know about Apache web server, or we might take the help of my web IT guys and ask them where you normally want to deploy. Or normally these are the things normally they also do. They create a job, so they know which folder they want to copy. Okay, so this CP is one command in Linux. And one more thing we can do here, we can do have an F forcefully. Maybe this file is already there. Next time when you copy, they normally deny. Okay, so I can ask F means forcefully copy there. So this one command, guys, we have written. But today, guys, my plan is to talk about this topic. But before this topic, let me check this job first. Everything is working good or not. Okay. So till here, guys, we have configured. Let me see. So job is configured. Final motto is, right, what I want to see. I want to see this one. When I refresh this page, my website should come up. Let's see, guys, is working or not. So I'm doing right now manually. Okay, right now, guys, there's no triggers. You have to run your job manually. So click here, and guys, behind the scene, your job run. This is the same kind of job that we have done yesterday. But by chance, guys, this job failed today. Okay, let's go and check why they fail. Go to console output, and it looked like they go and clone the data from the Git. In the Git part, everything is good. They download it. Okay, even though I can very quickly check in my workspace, code has been downloaded, so there's no challenge in the Git. Okay, but what happened? Why they fail? So if you go down, okay, we are trying to run this command. Guys, here automatically they know all my file name because I use star. They pick all my file name. They try to copy and they fail because of permission denied. Okay, it means they're talking about we don't have power to copy in this folder. So again, this is a very security concept, actually very simple security, I can say. So technically anybody who know Linux, so in the Linux, if you want to copy anything in this folder, and there's some more folder, okay, especially in this folder, okay, normally your admin of your Linux typically it's called root user, has a power to copy anything. Or they have some more user, but root is a one user who has a copy power to copy in this folder. Okay. Okay. But technically, whenever you run any job in the Jenkins, the job always run with a power of some general user that has a very limited power. And name of that general user is by chance Jenkins. So guys, whenever guys you install Jenkins, they automatically create a user called Jenkins. How can you check this? So in the Linux system, if you go and log in where you install the Jenkins, okay, what you will see, okay, there's one command in Linux called ID. By this command, you can see how many users we have. For example, does we have a user one? No. Does we have a user root? Yes. Okay. Does we have a user called Jenkins? Yes. So this user guys automatically created when you install Jenkins first time. Okay. And root user here, it has all the power. This user has a very limited power. Okay. And whenever guys you run any job, all the job always run with a power of Jenkins. And this user don't have power to copy here. That is a reason we got error called permission data. We can very quickly check this also, how whenever guys you run your job, let me do small change here. Let me comment this line. And guys, there's one command in Linux called who am I. This will print you which user you run this job. Who am I? This is a Linux command. If you run this, what it will do, it will tell you this job is run with the power of which user. So they run the power of Jenkins. Okay. And this user don't have power to copy there. That's what they feel. So what to do? A lot of way we can solve this. Okay. The better way that will also help you in further classes on further topic. Okay. Is this one. So in the Linux, if you want to give any general user all the powers, okay, all the power. And for this in the Linux, we have a concept called sudo. Sudo is a concept through which we can give any user all the power or maybe some limited power. Okay. So a lot of guys might know sudo, and in my IIC Rise channel, I have discussed sudo in very detail, one single class on sudo. If you want to know everything about it from zero to all the advanced, we have there. Okay. But right now I'm just setting very small setup about the sudo here. So in your Linux system where Jenkins is running, there's a file called etc sudo. Okay. And I'm opening this file, and in this file, okay, so you can write anywhere, but I'm just going to some particular line where we have a root entry on line around 100. I'm copy pasting this line, and I'm changing the name. I have one user called Jenkins, and I want to give this Jenkins user this last all means all the command power. Okay, and guys, whenever you use sudo behind the scene, they ask the password, right? I also want they won't ask the password behind the scene. Just go sudo password. Otherwise, when Jenkins asks the password, they will ask the password in the background, and we don't have a way to connect to the background, so it will fail. Okay, so I'm put this option no password. Okay, so that's what guys we have done this setting. Other way we have, but I want to give Jenkins all the power because in the future I want to integrate connect this Jenkins to other technology also like Docker and something else. So I need a lot of power in the future classes. Okay, so I'm giving all the power to the Jenkins. Okay, and let me save this file forcefully because this very simple secure file without forcefully means this exclamation symbol, this file won't save. Okay, that's what. Now again, let me go to my job and let me run the command again. Okay, save and again. Now we have a Jenkins all the power. Let's see what happens. So again, guys, this time again they fail. Okay, with the same error, you don't have power. Why? Because guys, it is one concept again in Linux. Okay, if you give any user a power, let's go sudo power. So if this user run any command in the front of the command, you use run a command called sudo. So you are asking your system that run this command with my extra power. It's called extra privileges, sometimes known as extra privileges escalation. Okay. So if you want, this command will run with extra power. If you need that, I need here, you to use sudo command in the front of it. Otherwise, they won't use that power. So by default, they don't never use the power. But if you want to use that power, if you have, then you use sudo save. Now this time, so finally, what I want here, I wanted my, when I refresh this page, my website come up. Now I think this time it will come. So again run, fourth job run. Again, everything is manual, is blue. Let me very quickly check. It's everything copy successful. It means whatever I wanted, it should come up. So when I refresh, you can see website come up. For this website deployment is done by Jenkins. Maybe in the Jenkins we have done manual way, means manually clicking on the job. But yeah, it is finally deployed with the help of Jenkins. Okay. Now the time to discuss about trigger. Now I don't want my job to be manually run. What I mean by this, again, let's say I'm a developer, I'm sitting in my laptop, I change something in my file. Let's say second line I added, I save. When you save something, again you can commit, again you can push. So as a developer side, you uploaded your code to GitHub. You as a developer know, by chance GitHub also know, GitHub also know new code come up. Okay, say right now, just 19 seconds ago, new code come up. But Jenkins guys never come to know that new code come up. Okay, so Jenkins never help you to deploy the new code. Yeah, new code doesn't come up. Okay, so if you keep on waiting for longer, it won't work. You know, manually run it. But that's what I want. I don't want here. I want Jenkins automatically run this for us. Okay. For this, we have multiple way. This concept is called trigger. I want my job to be run automatically run. This is called trigger. So in the configuration part of your project, we have option called build triggers. Okay. I can go here and there's a lot of triggers we have. Okay. So then we have, we're going to guys going to discuss almost all the triggers over here. Okay. But let me go for option called build periodically. Okay. Here, what can we do? We can create a schedule. Okay. Means I'll tell my job that do one thing. We know in my GitHub, we have set a normal trend, maybe for example, that that my code is come after every hour or after every day or in a weekend only. Just go and keep check my code that point in time. So I'm setting on schedule over here. So when the schedule come up, for example, just go on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, 5 minutes. So when this time match, this was schedule, uh, automatic run your job means the time you go here and if you see new code is there, download the code and copy here. Okay, so finally your job will run automatically, but we have to tell the schedule when to go. Okay, so in our use case, this is not useful because we don't know when my developer upload the code, but in some of the use case, very much useful. For example, we can use Jenkins also for backups. So we can ask Jenkins, there's some databases we have, some storage we have. So every week, every nightly operation at night, 11 o'clock, go there and whatever data you have today, create a backups. Okay. So Jenkins not only used for this app deployment part, we can use Jenkins for other things also. Okay. So if you want to do, it's a very common thing. You want to do a backup every day. So you can tell the schedule and how to do a backup. You can write a commands here or a lot of backups related plugins also we have in the Jenkins. So tell the Jenkins, just go to this storage, get this data, go to this database, Oracle, get this data and store in my AWS S3 or wherever you want to store. Okay, so that kind of job also we can do. And there I want this keep on running, the job is keep on running. So there we can set up build periodical. Okay, that's what I can we can set here. Okay, so in this case we have to tell the schedule. Okay, for example, we can tell just this Sunday morning 10 o'clock 5 minute 2021, this is my year, or let's say March month. So something this kind of schedule we can do, and when the schedule match, automatically your job run. But guys, if you want to write a schedule, you have to write a schedule obviously with time, but this is not the format they support. They support proper some typical format, and you have to write your time in that schedule also. So anybody who know by chance cron or cron tab, so what are the syntax of the cron tab they support? Okay, so it is like this. You have to first write your minute, then your hour, then your day, then your month, then your sorry, date, then your day. So this is the syntax, guys. They support. So anybody who know cron or cron tab in Linux or some other system also have. So this is the actual syntax they support. Okay. So example, if you want to schedule my job, let's say tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow day is 11th, month is 03. Okay. What hour? I want morning 10 o'clock. Which minute? 5 o'clock, 5 minute. So like this. So can you hold for a second, please, guys? So it means uh, 11th day, third month means March, morning 10 o'clock, 5th minute. When this time match, this job automatically run. What is the date tomorrow? By chance tomorrow is is Tuesday, so we can write Tuesday here. Okay, normally normally the number start from Monday 1 2 3 4. We can write here, or we can write a star also. This means whatever date tomorrow, whatever date tomorrow you can use. So you can use star also, and some kind of range also give. Okay, so that's what. Or maybe guys, if you have a requirement, every day night 11:50. So 50 is a minute, 11 is hour. Every day means star. Every month means star. Whatever day they have, Monday, Tuesday, star. It means it means every day night 9 means 11 means 23. 23 50 minute my job will run. So this also, guys, you can you can provide it. So you can write star here means to match anything. So even though guys, if you go to question mark, here the guys give you the syntax and multiple examples also, whatever they support. Okay, so if you run your job after every 15 minutes, you can write this, right? So every 15 minutes, your job will run. So multiple examples they have here. Okay, and what they support: minute, hours, day, month, and date. You can use here. So this is a pure syntax of cron tab. But if you don't know, doesn't matter. This is the actual concept we have. But right now, guys, let's say my plan is to run my job every minute. Okay. So what I'm doing here, every minute means star, 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 star. And guys, this is the lesser that you can go is minute. You can't go for second. The minimum thing you can go for minute. Okay. So in my star means my job will run automatically after every minute. Okay. Obviously, it's not good for time complexity, means for it will impact your performance, or maybe you might have a requirement to keep on checking something every minute, or if you want to run your job every 10 minutes, you can write /10. Okay, same kind of example here. So every 10 minutes your job run. So right now you run after 10 minutes, but whatever day would be, month would be, doesn't matter. every 10 minutes they're gonna run. If you don't write, it means every minute they're gonna run. So I'm running every minute just for testing our job is probably running or not. Okay, let me save this. Okay, I know guys, my last job was at fourth job. Okay, now what you see here, my job will automatically run every minute. Okay, so if I go to my laptop where my Linux is running, because my Jenkins is running on the Linux, so if I see the time there is 26:01. Which guys here automated run fifth, right? And that time guys start with 00. So it means it means if you create a job as 25:30, as soon as 26:00 come up, job run. Next job will run automatically at 26:51, means 27 minute 0 second automated run. Okay, so you see here guys, here I don't have to do here, automatic my job will run, and you will see without hitting anything, automatic my job run at at this at 1 minute. And what this job is doing behind the scene, they're going to GitHub, downloading the code, and and copy the code. But right now, the code that downloading is same, so they don't take much time. I told you yesterday, they come doing the difference actually behind the scene, and they don't find any difference. So so uh, it will be faster. Okay, even though if I check here, they find there is no difference, so they don't download behind the scene. There's extra benefit I explained you already. Okay, but still I am having the same website because I have the same code. Okay, now as a developer, again I'm going to my laptop, I again change my code, and let's say this third line I'm adding in my laptop. Okay, I save it, again I commit this, again I post. But now you see guys, without doing anything, I'm setting my laptop, but finally my website will be deployed within a minute. Let me refresh this. Nothing come up, but within a minute, my website will automatically deploy. None of the admin team have to wait, have to check. Okay, automatic after a minute. If I refresh, you can see new website come up. Okay, because we set a trigger, and this trigger is purely based on purely based on time. Okay, means schedule. So guys, this is called build up periodically. Okay, we have more triggers here. Okay, one of the very powerful trigger that we use a lot is a trigger from GitHub. Very interesting trigger. I'll show you this demo. And because in this example, you guys might see there's a lot of performance issue every minute. We keep on checking, or maybe I can change to every hour like this. So it means not like this. Let's say this one. It means 1 hour, 5 minutes, 2 hour, 5 minutes, 3 hour, 5 minutes. So every minute, every hour, fifth minute, your job run. So job will run after that time. So you can change the timer, but there's some activity that is not purely based on schedule. Okay, right now my developer is not writing the code for 10 days. I don't want my job is running, it wasting my resources. But maybe my developer suddenly started pushing the code in every minute, every 5 minutes. So I want my trigger should be so intelligent. As soon as my code upload, then only my job run. Because there's two things I wanted. I don't want to keep my job running because finally it's consumed the Jenkins resources, RAM and CPU. And second thing is I wanted here is I wanted here whenever my code upload, then only job run and same time, because my code might be very critical, security patches maybe. So I don't want to delay further, right? To keep on waiting for next schedule. Okay, so that kind of capability I want, and to achieve this capability, there's a lot of way we have. Okay, so if your code is putting in the GitHub, Then GitHub has their own triggers that I will discuss tomorrow. Okay, but one more way we have is called build remotely. So this trigger you can use, okay, to build remotely. So what I'm doing, guys, here, I'll take this this remaining triggers tomorrow. Okay, nothing again, a lot of things we discussed, but I might be possibility that a lot of guys are new in the next, maybe Yum or Apache server. So I don't want they confuse with other things. Okay, this is very important topic. This one and this one. I want guys you focus more in this part. So at least you guys might know if you have no idea of Linux. So this is some concept I explain you. Just try to focus on this. Some of the things we need in Git and GitHub. So just the basic things I explain you. Just try to practice this, or maybe find a lot of resources in the net. We our main focus will be Jenkins. So I'm trying to focus, keep on giving my focus there only. Okay, but Jenkins is a integration tool. If you don't know some other tools little bit, it's very impossible to integrate. Okay, so nothing again we talk very much new, but at least you get the flow here. And tomorrow will be very important class because this is very powerful triggers that we're going to implement. Okay, so this one, but we tomorrow I might show you how to create an upstream project, downstream projects, and some more thing we'll see tomorrow. So that's all, guys, for today. Any questions if you have in today's class, you guys can ask me. Yes, Vikas, we will cover Jenkins templates. Yes, Aswan, you are right. It will vesting resources. That's what I am talking right now. So we'll discuss. Piyush, what is .h5 extension? Piyush, in my deep learning classes, I will discuss there is HDF5 format type that has extension .h5. What is this? We'll discuss. Yes, Dhru, Apache is also one user. So upstream and downstream, guys, concept you will actually understand tomorrow. You understand tomorrow. I will create a setup that will help you to understand what is upstream and the downstream projects. What is AI ops? AI ops, guys, is artificial operations, right? And it is just a name. The actual AI ops is ML ops. So when you say ML ops, it is exactly equal to AI ops. So both are same. Are OpenShift and Jenkins used for same use cases? Some of the use case may be same, but there is a lot of use case where we have to integrate OpenShift with Jenkins. I remember, guys, I think long back, I have set up one great use case and some POC have did for IBM where we have to integrate OpenShift with Jenkins and some microservices deployment we have to do. So it is not like this, we have to select any. There are a lot of use cases where you have to integrate both the things together. Okay. So maybe I'll try to give some use case on this in the future class. Cron job basic, guys, there's a lot of document cron job. Cron job is very common topic. So if you search cron job, normally in Linux trainings it cover over there, but otherwise this document is enough to understand, right? This is what I explained to you, and they given a lot of explanation, a lot of examples they give you. This is more than enough to understand this, right? Otherwise, if you talk about cron job, tons of document you can find. So guys, right now I haven't used index.php by chance I created. I'm using just index.html. Intention is not PHP HTML. Intention is how to automate the thing. So what do you do for staging area, commit area? Adit, actually, this is not Git class. I don't want to focus more, but because you asked me here, staging area is a one because Git has options to check the differences in your working area. So they set a pointer. Okay, and the staging area is one who will help you to set the references and pointer. And it's called references. But if you think you want to save your data code finally and you're ready to share in further origin, you can put first in your commit area. And as soon as you put in the commit area, it start creating versions also. Okay. So commit area means it's like a backup. It's like a snapshot. They start creating a multiple snapshots or the versions. And plus, after putting commit area, you can share with different branches, different origins. So this is a big difference here. Otherwise, some small differences we also have. What Agile Herman in my upcoming classes, I will discuss Agile. Yes, Manan, in my future classes, I also help you guys to launch Jenkins. Those who know in the container or in the or in the you know Kubernetes, if you want. So we have a Ramkama, we have a concept of high availability we can set up in the Jenkins. Okay, so if the Jenkins crash, we can our job will be run by passive nodes. So what are another method for automatically? Yes, Subhasri, these are the very important concepts. That is, we will guys discuss more on those concepts tomorrow. I was in DevOps AL. Yes, Webo, in DevOps assembly line, we have touched lots of things in Jenkins in my that training, right? Here I have to again start Jenkins from very basics, but yeah, in my future classes, okay, you will see some extra things. Even though in my Jenkins DevOps assembly line, I talk about pipelines also, but we here will create some advanced pipelines there. So for you, it will be a great revision, right? Or maybe in some of the topics we keep on, keep on exploring some extra concepts. But yeah, in the upcoming classes, you will see some advanced pipelines. Yes, Sheikh, we will create a Jenkins cluster in my upcoming classes, right? So a very important part to manage multiple tasks for multiple use cases we can do there. Right. So how to create a cluster of Jenkins we'll see in upcoming classes. Yes, we have a way to create our own customized Jenkins plugins. Okay, for your specific use case. Answer yes, you can create. By chance, in this training we can't discuss, but because there we require some programming skills. Okay, but answer yes, you can create your own plugins and attach with the Jenkins. So I'm trying to pick queries here. It is companies to create per use case per job. Actually, no, Gaurav, normally sometimes our requirement use case is very big and multiple jobs we have to create, and we have to create a pipelines of the job. Okay. So what I mean by this, in upcoming classes, you come to know. But right now, just understand one thing. If you have certain steps to do, go to GitHub, download the code, copy here. It is one small step. Okay. And this small step, we create one job. Okay, but normally if you want to deploy the entire application, there's lots of things we have to do. So a lot of jobs we create, and all those jobs we create in a pipeline. What I mean by this, got up in my upcoming class, these kind of examples we discuss a lot. 2020 password stuff for summer. Yes, Bhargav, we will soon update about summer program allow for 2020 or not. Yes, we will use Groovy. Okay, or they have their own DSL language for pipeline as a code, and I will explain you from very basics how to write the code in Groovy. So that's all, guys. Anybody who have basic issue in Linux installation of basic Linux command, take the help, guys, from your technical volunteers. They definitely help you. Even though I try to touch something, but I can't discuss much because here we are in purely in Jenkins training. Okay. So that's all, guys. See you tomorrow, and that's all. And all the best. Take care. Just practice this. We'll see some new concept tomorrow. Bye.